So Crimson Desert is apparently the next masterpiece, which personally has me a bit skeptical because when a collective of individuals all are screaming the same thing, it means either one of two things. One, it could be the next best thing since milk, or the narratives are being controlled. Now, I'll be honest, yes, the game does look amazing. The fighting looks snappy, but every time that I watch a video on this game, I hear a lot of the same jabber. This might be game of the year. This game is insane. This game changes the entire landscape of open world games. For a company that's only known to make MMORPGs, I just find that hard to believe. When I hear a collective of people just raving about this game, that tells me that there's a controlled preview environment. Or these developers are just controlling all of the access. They're giving you access to about an hour of the game, and you're in a controlled setting. You have a specific boss that they wanted you to go against. But I haven't seen like a 20-hour review of the game. Heck, I haven't seen anyone that's had access to the entirety of the game early and then said, hey, this is the next Expedition 33. This to me just reeks of early hype. You're given this 1 hour, and then perhaps this 1 hour was amazing. But as we all know, open world games are not just a 1 hour thing. So in my opinion, 1 hour does not do anything for me in the grand scope of things. The next thing I'm going to bring up is this genre identity issue that this game seems to have. Since 2020, this game was advertised as an RPG. Then it went from an RPG to a cinematic single player experience. Then they started really talking about the sandbox and like how this is one of the biggest sandboxes that you'll be in any recent games. Then it became a siege warfare simulator, and now it's a boss rush showcase, and now you have dragons flying everywhere and just fucking burping on everybody. That's a lot for one game. What is this game actually trying to be? Because in my experience, when you're a jack of all trades, you are a master of none. That's not to say that the game won't be good at one singular thing and it excels more than any other game. And in my opinion, when a game keeps shifting its identity, it often means it's either a vision drift, it's a market chasing game, it's reacting to trends, aka, Elden Ring, Breath of the Wild, which in my opinion is what this game feels like it's trying to be to me. It seems like these developers started playing Breath of the Wild, then was like, how can we make a PlayStation or PC version of this in 2026? That's just what we got so far. Now, from what we've seen, apparently you can climb every single part of the environment. A lot of physics-based interactions. Crimson Desert looks like, what if we did Breath of the Wild, but also Elden Ring, but also Dragon's Dogma, but also Assassin's Creed, but also Dynasty Warriors. Ambition's good. Overextension could be a bit dangerous. Now, in game development, the more systems that you add, the harder they are to balance, the harder they are to polish, the harder they are to integrate seamlessly. Games that are trying to be everything often end up being great at nothing. I haven't played the game. I'm just skeptical. Talking about the developer, Pearl Abyss, they made Black Desert Online, which is an extremely popular MMORPG. Great combat, great visuals, but very grind heavy, very system heavy MMO structure, right? Single player design is vastly different. Just look at Final Fantasy XIV. When it launched in 2010, it was a complete fucking disaster. It took a full rebuild just to fix the game. Why? Because MMO's design philosophy doesn't automatically translate to single player structure. It's a whole different pacing, different player expectations, and different narrative demands. Now, we've seen highly choreographed boss fights, cinematic set pieces, polished vertical slices, but what we haven't seen were 20 hours of sustained gameplay. What the side quest structure is like. We haven't seen any of the progression depth. What does the repetition pattern look like? Right? Because if the game loop isn't a satisfying one, why would we continue playing? I'm not questioning the spectacle, I'm questioning the staying power of this game. it looks like you've convinced all these YouTubers that that 1 hour of gameplay is the next best thing since bread. But what after the 1 hour? Now, the greatest games that I've played typically have one of three things: a clear identity, focused mechanics, a strong design philosophy. Crimson Desert just looks like ambition overload that can either produce the next Expedition 33, which we all know was last year's breakout, or the next overpromised sandboxing. This skepticism isn't hate at all. It's just, I need to see more, and I need to hear more, not just from your favorite YouTuber that was being shilled to promote the game. It's just surprising to me that it seems like collectively everyone that has touched this game has talked about how good this game is and how good it will continue to be when you haven't played more than an hour. Now, I hope I'm wrong, right? I want this to be an incredible game. I hope I play the game and end up falling in love with it. But right now, I'm just not convinced. And if this pulls it off, then I'll gladly eat my words. Ambition is exciting, but execution is everything.